In this chapter, the formal police investigation into Roger Ackroyd's murder begins. Dr. Shepard shares crucial secrets with Inspector Davis. The murder weapon is identified, and the first official suspect emerges, much to the disdain of Dr. Shepard's sister, Caroline.
I met the inspector coming from the kitchen quarters.
"How's the young lady, doctor?"
Coming round nicely, her mother's with her.
"That's good. Now, this stranger you saw, your description was rather vague. Can't you give us something more definite?"
I'm afraid not. It was a dark night. His coat collar was up and his hat pulled down. But his voice, it seemed familiar, though I can't place it. It was rough, uneducated, perhaps deliberately so.
"Disguised, you think? Do you mind coming into the study again, doctor? I want to ask you about something. What's all this about blackmail?"
Blackmail. If Parker heard that, he must have been listening at the keyhole.
"Nothing more likely. When I began to question him, he got the wind up and plumped out some garbled story."
I'm glad you brought it up. I had decided to tell you everything anyway. You might as well have it now. I then narrated the whole story of my evening with Ackroyd, Mrs. Ferrars's confession, the blackmailer, and the letter she sent, which had now vanished.
"Most extraordinary story I ever heard. And that letter has completely disappeared? It looks very bad. It gives us what we've been looking for. A motive. You think Parker might be our man?"
It's possible.
"He was listening at the door. He tried to get in later. Say he succeeded, stabbed Ackroyd, locked the door from the inside, and escaped through the open window. How's that?"
But Ackroyd was a man of choleric temper. If he'd read the letter and found out it was Parker, he'd have had him in at once. There would have been a fine old uproar.
"Perhaps he didn't have time to read it until just before 10. And the telephone call. Parker sent it, then got in a panic and denied it. Depend upon it, he's our man. But keep it dark. We don't want to alarm him yet."
The inspector crossed over to the still form in the armchair.
"The weapon ought to give us a clue. It's something quite unique, a curio."
Very gingerly, he drew the blade from the wound and placed it in a wide china mug from the mantelpiece.
"Quite a work of art. Lord, what an edge. A dangerous toy to have about."
I examined the body. The blow was from a right-handed man, standing behind him. Death was instantaneous. He probably never knew who his assailant was.
"Butlers can creep about as soft-footed as cats. This won't be much of a mystery. Take a look at the hilt of that dagger. Fingerprints."
Yes, I guessed that. I think the inspector was annoyed I wasn't more thrilled. He picked up the mug and we went to the billiard room to find Jeffrey Raymond.
"Ever seen this before, Mr. Raymond?"
"Why, I believe that's a curio given to Mr. Ackroyd by Major Blunt from Tunis. So the crime was committed with that? May I fetch Major Blunt?"
He returned a moment later with Blunt.
"Saw it the moment I came into the study."
"You recognized it then? You said nothing about it."
"Wrong moment. Lot of harm done by blurting out things at the wrong time."
"Where was this curio usually kept?"
"In the silver table in the drawing room."
What? Only that when I arrived tonight, I heard the lid of that table being shut down in the drawing room. I was forced to explain in detail. The inspector then summoned Miss Russell.
"I don't think I went near the silver table. Oh yes, I remember. The table was open, which it had no business to be, and I shut the lid down as I passed."
"Can you tell me if this dagger was in its place then?"
"I can't say I'm sure. I didn't stop to look. I knew the family would be down any minute."
She glided from the room, leaving the inspector to conclude his business for the night. A few minutes later, Raymond nudged me.
Murmuring, "A little obvious. So Parker is the suspect, is he? Shall we oblige Inspector Davis?"
He took 2 cards from a tray, wiped them, and handed them to the inspector with a grin.
"Souvenirs. Number 1, Dr. Shepard. Number 2, my humble self."
It was very late when I got back. I had hoped Caroline would be in bed. I might have known better. She had hot cocoa waiting. The police suspect Parker. There seems a fairly clear case against him.
"Parker, fiddlesticks. That inspector must be a perfect fool. Parker indeed, don't tell me."